Hello, ghouls and goblins. Nick here. Hope everyone's doing well today. I am back with another book review. We have been reviewing through the Bone Chiller series. We have made it to book 11, Toilet Terror. Now, before we go into the actual book, let's go ahead and talk about the cover. Here we have another great cover by Tim Jacobus. It is obviously of a toilet, and looks like there is a tentacle monster of some kind that's kind of peeked out. Love the tentacle there on the tile floor. It's kind of annoying that the text covers it a little too much, but very cool. Kind of hidden monster there. That would be very scary to stumble upon middle of the night, I will say. Couldn't be probably a more better perspective of that. Very personal too, I think. I love the tile floor too, the coloring. I mean, how can you like really make it as, so much more interesting with the toilet? So I love that detail there. Got some, it looks like magazines or something here in the corner for reading material, which I thought was a nice touch. But yeah, another fantastic monster by Mr. Jacobus. So getting into this book, we'll say that I really like this one, and I think this one is my favorite in the series so far. We also have our first instance of a ghostwritten Bone Chillers book. This one is written by Elizabeth Winfrey, and I kind of looked more into to see any other work that she's done. I found that she written some novelizations of the show Full House from the 90s, and she another, I guess maybe her most notable work, the TV Presents Goosebump book for Monster Blood. She written the adaptation for the episode. So she's got a couple of other titles under her belt, and I actually have never read the TV Present book for Monster Blood, but I will say this book here that she did is fantastic, and I'll kind of explain what it is that I liked about it. So going into it, I think she checked many of the boxes I think is important for a juvenile horror book. And interestingly, we get a shift in point of view. This one is done in third person as opposed to the traditional first person point of view, as in the previous Bone Chillers and many of the Goosebump books. Elizabeth does very good with her characters. Our main character, Ellie Volkhausen, is very sassy. Hilarious character throughout, more into chemistry. She likes experiments, things like that, which, gives to the plot here. She also has a younger brother named Hans, who is pretty funny too, I think, in the book, how he's presented. Hans's pet goldfish dies. His name is Spike. And Ellie's kind of teasing him a little bit about it and saying, well, they get flushed, so we're going to go flush him. So Hans's pet dead fish gets flushed down the toilet. Ellie, of course, enjoys chemistry. She's trying to create this, concoction that will win her a Nobel Peace Prize, which is very ambitious. And of course, this one that she creates, it doesn't go well. It kind of sizzles, and she pours it down the toilet as well a little bit later, not really thinking about it. And sure enough, we have the ingredients for our monster in this book. It is Hans's dead pet fish reanimated as a very scary sea monster, but in this case, a toilet bathroom monster. So the monster is depicted very terrifyingly, I will say. It can bend itself really narrow. It can fit down pipes. it does have, tentacle appendages and, sharp teeth, and it can unhinge its jaw. Um, it kind of it kind of reminds me of kind of like your classic kind of sea monster from old monster movies, with the big teeth and green and scaly skin and fins and what have you. But yeah, very scary monster we have in the book. It does good, introducing the monster, and then there's like an escape with it escaping down the pipes into the sewers. They hired this really hilarious plumber named Larry Lobo that specializes in, monsters as they found in the phone book, which is very cool, very funny. This Ellie girl through the whole book is just hilarious with what she says, has these great observations. She has a friend, Andy, as well, that we meet in the book. And of course, it's kind of your classic, we team up and we stop the monster. And there's some really like tense scenes where the spike monster shows up, of course, in the bathrooms, but, trapping Hans in the shower, trying to drown him. He's in the swimming pool, catches hold of Ellie, tries to take her down. And then, pretty intense scene in the laundry room. And just overall, I think from the characters, they have their own distinction. I think the comedy of the plumber Larry is great. The atmosphere is great too, especially when they go into like the sewer part. They find like abandoned baby beds, abandoned recliners, which adds to that creepiness. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I love too that in order to defeat the monster, it was to keep him, dry and out of water. And, Ellie's inventions of, taking like hair dryers to help use and keep him at bay. And since she is, of scientific mind, it's very effective, very fitting too for her character. Also in the book, before Spike sort of shows himself, Ellie has dreams, and one of the dreams is, she's in an auditorium and she's winning the Nobel Peace Prize, something along the lines of repairing, the human heart or something. And through the door, here comes this, scary sea monster. And so that's a great kind of, dream premonition, which I thought was really cool. And there's like another dream too, where she's an actual fish in the fishbowl, and here comes the sea monster, trying to get her while she's in the fishbowl. And so some great dream sequence parts, that foreshadow and are like premonitions for the actual Spike sea monster to come, and just effective ways of dealing with him, and just the camaraderie between characters. Just it hits all the boxes. So I've decided that this will be a first, and I will give it my first 10 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it thanks to all these different elements. And so that's it for this review. If you have read this book, what do you think? And I'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye-bye.